Alright, so let's analyze this world record. So right away we start out, we see that he's running 15 instances, which is actually the same amount as the former world record by Duguile has. Who else runs 15 instances? I think Silver runs somewhere around that. Feinberg runs somewhere around that. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so we see that there's a spike. Yeah, buried treasure's kind of been the same recently. No new innovations in that. The buried treasure is only on one, like it's only covered by one piece of gravel as opposed to like two or three or four. And so this saves a lot of time just digging. Digging underwater is super, super slow. And then also you can like see this stone sticking out here, and that makes it quicker to find it because it can take a while just to find it off like looking for 9 9 in the chunk. Cause like you go too much negative and you have to go positive, but then you go in the X and you should have gone in the Z. Like it takes a while. But if you just see it, like it's better. This looting is super fast, super clean. And he gets flint. The flint is 1 in 10 and he got it off mining the one for the buried treasure. So that's really lucky. Now he doesn't need to grind gravel.
That's easy.
So this TNT placement, it's next to the water here. I mean, obviously you can't think about everything. Like everyone puts it here, and you just have to deal with the water.
Tutorials and shit. Respect there.
Which is kind of unlucky, but like he gets stuck in the water here trying to grab the wood. Like here you're out. I mean, like yeah, you could try to grab this dirt here, which he does, yeah. Crafting's super clean. So he does see the kelp. So he could have just gone straight down, not had to boat. And here he gets flint again, just out of habit. But, you know, he already has flint and steel because he crafted it to light the TNT. So this lost him like, let's see. One. Yeah, it lost like 1 second. And maybe he lost like half a second to craft that. And then here he does a L-shaped portal instead of a 2x1 portal. The world record 2x1 portal is like 4 seconds. And the world record L-shaped portal is I think like I don't know, maybe like 7, 6, something like that. So this portal is slightly slower, and you see people like Duguile and Silver, they always go for the 2x1.
Took the wrong lava.
And then he does a cobble skip.
Took the wrong lava. No, I didn't.
Doing the pie chart while he's in the portal animation. So he doesn't have to worry about that later in the run. Gets the spike super, super quick. And sees the fort off spawn. Okay.
The fuck?
Just trying to stick to the... Trying to get off the soul sand so he doesn't slow down by that.
It's a stables.
So he fucks up the placing a little bit.
Please.
So he says he thinks it's a stables, which is like fair. Like you don't always know. The reason he thinks it's a stables is just off of this F3. Like this spike is super big. Like that went up really quickly. And when he E-raised, it was like 50, which
Hello?
like it's a little low for stables, but like okay.
The fuck?
Housing is usually around 30. or 40.
It's a staples. I gotta play triple. Please.
So right now he says he thinks he has to play a triple, but he sees it's housing.
Has to be like, oh wait, it's housing. Wait, how?
And so here he, instead of going for like a top down or like a middle route, he goes in, he does manhunt. Manhunt is slightly faster. The only reason why you would want to do top down here is if you wanted to get these chests at the top. And like you want to force 20 because 20 is overpowered. But what he does works out really nicely because he ends up getting 20 anyway from the bottom chest. And then he leaves out the middle, which we'll see later, but like no one ever does that.
Oh
So
wait, it's housing. Wait, how?
anyway, this is the right
There's
play
two
definitely
bastions.
to go for manhunt.
I was just
The boat breaks, which is unfortunate, but he doesn't actually take damage. I don't really know. Sometimes you take damage, sometimes you don't take damage. I don't really know what's up with that.
looking at the entity count. I thought it was.
But yeah, if you fall like 46 blocks, something like that, the boat will break. And he doesn't have a lava bucket. I didn't look at this earlier, but he doesn't have a lava bucket because he was messing with his pie in the portal instead of getting lava. So he doesn't have lava. And in this route, you want to like make sure the piglins don't path here, because then they don't come to trade. They just like go this way and get stuck. So in order to prevent them from doing that, normally you place lava here, but he doesn't have lava, so he has to light flint steel. And so the safer play here
Better.
is to place one block of dirt right here, just so they don't like come up and kill you. But since he's like fast and good at the game, he doesn't have to do that. So he could have gone to this hole. You can do a hole over on this block. And actually, he probably could have made it because this guy's a crossbow guy. He just shot a crossbow at you, and he's like a little bit far away. I think he could have went for this hole. This hole's slightly faster because you just have to dig less blocks.
Well, that just got like a million times.
But he's on good pace, doesn't want to risk it. So like I understand. I always go for the safe hole.
It's better.
But obviously I'm not going for world record. Yeah, so only mining a little bit of the blocks and giving the gold to them so that they keep on trading while you're mining the gold. So something that people do, like Crooks did this, Ranex does this. People like open up their inventory, like they open it up and then they do something and then they close it, but then they open it up right again afterwards. And that's just like it's just a time loss because you have to like regain your bearings or whatever. See, he does that and then he goes back into it and then he closes it and goes back into it. Like just do everything at once, you know? I think the reason people do it is because it looks slightly faster, because by opening it for a second, you kind of have like an understanding of where everything is, so that when you open it up again, it looks faster. Like, and it is cool, but like just open it once and do everything. It's just faster. I think where did I hear somebody talk about that? Maybe K4 talked about that in his analysis of Rainex's PB. Okay. Super fast looting. I love the offhand looting because it doesn't mess up your inventory at all and is really fast. Like the F is right by your fingers. It's just gets it in there really fast. And when you are all your fingers already on there, it's really easy to go over the gold armor, press F, and then you can overlap putting on the armor with moving around just by clicking because it's in your offhand. You don't have to like stop and open your inventory and hold shift. You just like right click while you're walking. So he's leaving really, really fast. He checked his trades really quickly. Like he only saw them. He only saw them for like 1 second. He has 19 obby here. He has plenty of string. He has 1 anchor. But now he gets 20. So he sees that and he's out. Nobody does this. Nobody does this. Everyone here either goes out here or they go up to the triple and they leave from there. Nobody does this. I don't know how he knew there was terrain there. We're going to have to go back and see. I don't know how he knew there was terrain there. Like, maybe you have to dig up a little bit. But it doesn't look like there's so much terrain. Let's get better quality.
Hello?
Like, you really cannot know for certain.
Oh, fuck.
There definitely is terrain over there. But nobody looks for that. Like, this guy does, but like, that's just insane. Nobody does that. But okay, so he goes up this way, up the stairs. And he digs up here. It's soul sand? What is this? Soul soil? What the fuck is this block called? Soul soil? I don't know. I don't even know, man. But yeah, if there's this block here, so what the fuck is it called? Why don't I know what this block is called? Yeah, soul soil. It means that there's terrain up top. That and soul sand, because it's like the floor, and then the like the rest of the world is netherrack. You can also, yeah, whatever. So yeah, Pearl's there. He doesn't need to pearl, but he has plenty of food. Not so many pearls, but he's not really thinking about that. It's just faster. And then making use of the offhand to drink the fire res without messing up your inventory management. I mean, he could get rid of the sticks, but like everything else is really good that he has here. The bucket he needs to make the portal later, food he needs to light the portal, pearls to get around, pick to mine the spawner. Like, yeah, so it's really useful to use it offhand like that. Really clean pearl. And he didn't even take so much time to set that up. Like, that was a really good pearl. That was insane. So this guy spawns out here, which is really unlucky. Because it's a pain to, like, go out and kill him. And then if you do, the rod might fall in the lava. So you can see he's, like, overlapping. Here, he's overlapping, getting the TNT in his hotbar with waiting for the axe to recharge. So he gets the crit, he gets the TNT, and then when he gets back, the axe is recharged, ready for another crit. So see, it's like kind of awkward to try to get this guy. So he's playing the spawner. He's not doing 5RD. He's not doing dynamic RD. The last world record to not use low RD was He Who Shall Not Be Named back in like 2021. It was like an 11xx. It's crazy that there has not been any world record since then that only used the spawner. And that one was Fort first too. So I think he shifted there. Did he shift? Why didn't that light? Oh, because he lit the fence. So that's why it didn't light. But the TNT killed the blaze and it dropped a rod because it counts as a player kill when you light it with flint and steel. Like if you lit it with a button, it wouldn't drop because it doesn't count as a player kill. That's why in 114 Classic you use buttons so that if it hurts the villagers, they're not mad at you. They don't raise their prices. So here he overlaps. Oh, I was thinking he was gonna build the portal, but no, he gets a spawn. Yeah. This is kind of bad that they're like flailing out here. You can't kill these
Oh, this
guys.
guy's so scary.
You're not getting the rod. Because there's no back wall and there's no floor. And there's no time to build it either. Like he blows it up as soon as possible. But even so, like just doing front TNT is still worse because you just don't clear out most of the rest of the spawner.
Oh, this guy's so scary.
But he played this perfectly. I've seen him build faster portals. But whatever. Still his hitbox on.
I'm just gonna measure.
So now he's going into the first portal to overlap the portal animation with waiting for blazes. So here he has to, before he throws the eye, he has to stand still for like a fraction of a second to make sure that there's no fuck, what's the word? Forget the word, but if you're moving while you throw the eye, or like you stop moving but like the game still thinks you're moving, and it desync, yeah, it's the word. It'll desync you, and the coordinates that it thinks you are aren't where you actually are, and then the eye measurement's messed up. So you want to overlap inventory management or something that you could do when you're stationary with waiting for desync to not happen. So he throws out some stuff and crafts glowstone, which he doesn't use. But yeah. He pauses a little bit there to get the measurement right. Silver doesn't do that. Silver has no pauses usually on the eye measurements. So he sees it's 11:11 away.
That won't be a problem, right?
And he gets one eye break, so he needs a one eye. Why is my mouse laggy?
Dude, that guy's gone.
So he hangs a pearl in that direction. So this guy doesn't drop. He needs 3 more rods, I think. No, he just needed 1. Yeah. But now with that one, he can make 11 eyes. And he already crit out that guy on the right, I think, once. Yeah. That was the first guy he hit. It was the second guy he hit. So that guy, the guy on the right, just needs 1 more crit to die. So it's only a like 1 second, even if that, time loss to kill this guy. And if you kill that guy and he drops, you no longer are banking on a 1 eye. But it doesn't drop. So he raises the RD, lands it. Now he's got to check the angle. I think he presses F3C again just to check, and then it tells you, the Ninja Brain bot tells you where to go from where you are. Tells you how far away you are. And so when Feinberg was rewatching this run on his stream, He was talking about the pros and cons of throwing the pearl to the lava. You don't really know where you are versus throwing the pearl to the terrain and then bridging out to where you want to build the portal. If you pearl to the terrain, it's faster to build a portal above land than in the lava because you gotta like swim around in lava and that's super super slow. And you'll also save a pearl, which he's not thinking about, which is fine. He could have used a pearl in the end. But yeah, you only use one pearl to get over here, and then you bridge out and build the portal, and that's pretty fast. If you pearl into the lava and the pearl is not perfect, it's gonna be slower. Like he pearls, and now he's like get his bearings. He's like talking about chords to himself, and he's got a pearl again, so he can get to the chords. And then he builds this, which honestly, I think that what he did was the right play. I don't think purling to the terrain and bridging over is um so much faster. I think this is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with purling into the lava. Then he's gonna do preemptive. Gets the spike. It's like this way. So the best way to go off here is mid. There's no way you can't go left. You can't go top left. So the closest way to that is mid. But here there's a left, but there's also a top left. Yeah. Correct. The correct way to go is left. But he checks up here. You don't even have to go all the way up there. You can even just stand in the 5-way and look in F5. And if he were to do that, he would see that you can't go this way because it's water. Like he could I think he could jump up one block and F5 and see this. You can't go this way. And obviously it's not this way because the spike was to the left. So he turns around here, which is the correct way, and he realizes that you gotta go this way. Okay, portal room to your right, zombie to your left, no floor. What do? You fall and go up, or you try to build blocks and go along the side. There's no skeletons, so they're not gonna shoot you off. Yeah, the correct thing to do is to build blocks here and go in, not to fall. But he doesn't see that there's no floor. Only now he sees. So unless he like shifts right now, you're not gonna like there's no way to stop falling. Can he see it through the door? Like for one frame before it opens, yeah. Actually before he falls. Yeah, you can't even see that it's a portal room before you fall. You see it as you're falling. So it's a one eye. This guy's covering it. Little sneaky silverfish. He's checking if he can zero. He can't. And he has plenty of food. But he doesn't have a pearl to get to the end island. So he has to bridge. Crank! This is like 5 seconds to cranking. Not cranking. So the dragon is 1-8. It's yeah, it's back 1-8. So 50% of the time the dragon's in the front, 50% of the time the dragon's in the back. And 1/8 of the time, instead of choosing this tower on the side, it chooses this one over here, the middle node. So like it probably was zeroable if he had pearls. And then he places the obby on the right side to go left. You always want to, if you're playing for the insta perch, you want to run the way that the dragon is not on, because then he doesn't have to fly to the other side to perch. He could just perch from the side that he's on. So technically, okay, if the dragon didn't 1/8, but it was back and it was on this left side, you run to the right. But since it's 1/8, you run to the left side. So I don't hate this play of crafting the beds early, because you are playing for the insta perch. You want to get the fastest perch possible because you got to get world record. So you don't want to have to you don't want to go all the way back here, craft the beds, turn around and realize that the dragon is perching and you have no pearls. So that's why he crafts the beds up here. But the downside to that is that it fireballs him. And now that shit's in the way of the center. And if you want to one cycle, you got to get past that shit. It might be in your way. He ends up having to run around it. Did he look at that Enderman? Oh no, that's my crosshair. Never mind.
Right? Let me back up and be a smart person.
So he backs up when he realizes he's not getting the insta perch. Then the dragon goes over to the node and he turns back. So right here. So the dragon goes to that side, which is good, but it's still not a guaranteed perch. You know it's a perch right now when he comes around and it looks like he's gonna come back to you, but then he turns back around to the node, to the perch node. You know that it's a perch approach. Like right when it's going back there, he already knows it's gonna perch, so he starts to run in. Like you see, he's not sure, but when it goes back, he starts sprint jumping in because he knows it's gonna perch. So he has to go under this, so he can't sprint jump there. If you have to 4-bed, I think you wait for the other. Let's look at this. Yeah, it's a little. No, it's not a little high. This is the right play. It only turns. How many times does it turn? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, exploding. It's like on the low, little to average side of amount of turns. Yeah, it's when you have extra beds, it's always good to explode. Like if you can do it on one less turn, it's better because if you're gonna 5-bed no matter what, it's better to do it starting earlier than later. But if you have to force, like if you only have 4 beds, you obviously wait that extra turn for the better height. But here the height's good where he does it anyway. Like if you waited another turn, it would break the bed. But the first bed is bad damage. Let's see that. Yeah, it was like late. And then that one looked early. Yeah, that was late. That was early. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
What the fuck, dude?
This run was insane. Zylenox is insane. Easily one of the best players ever. Very little time loss in this run at all. Like, I'm counting half seconds. This is insane. And they're not even, like, mistakes. Like, no human doesn't make those mistakes. Like, everyone crafts 2 flint and steels, because you never get the first flint. Like, that flint you dig from the BT, that's a 1 in 10. So, nobody, like, everyone just crafts flint and steel out of memory. Muscle memory. Major highlights that I would say from this run are like major play highlights. Building the L-shaped portal is just slower. Um, Manhunt is smart because it's dry. Going out this way, like this is insane. Like that blew my mind when I watched that. Cause no, I don't think I don't want to say ever seen anyone go out that way, but that's really rare that anyone leaves the Bastion from that hole. It's like barely even a hole. Um, what else? What else? Let's look at the offsets. So the first offset, I think it was, yeah, it was the third offset that it ended up being. So if you go on the first offset here, which is 796, looks like in the Nether it's a 40 block difference. And if he F3 seed and it was 70 away, 70 divided by 8, it would have still been in. If he went on his first offset, it would have still been in the lava, but it would have been like you bridge into the lava, not pearl. But it's only like, what's, give me more quality. Yeah, it's only 18%. You can't go on 18% on world record pace like this. Like that's crazy. Crazy people talk. I think this was the quality I had before. This quality sucks. Um, yeah, you can't go on that. So he has to throw a second eye. What else? What else? Um, oh, the decision to pearl into lava instead of the terrain. The nav. And then, yeah. Anyway, I hope that you liked my in depth analysis of the New World Record speedrun.